I'm Terry Nashif. Terry, welcome back to the program. Merry Christmas.
Hey, guys. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Hey, Kyle Collinsworth experienced an early Christmas present of sorts last night, making his NBA debut. What did you think about Big Rush of Five and his debut performance at the highest level?
Guys, how awesome is that? I've known Kyle for a long time, and he's been a huge Mavs fan, and it's been on his board. He's a big visualization guy. It's a goal he's had, and it's just inspiring to so many people to know that you can accomplish your dreams, and I think he's going to have a great career in the NBA. It was great to hear what Coach Carlisle had to say after the game, and just seeing him go from, laying on the floor at the Orleans Arena, everything kind of flashing before his eyes, his face, his future, what's going to happen, and then to see him in a Mavs uniform, and it happened quick, right? It went quick. Signs a two-way contract. He's in the game, buries a three, and it was just great to see, and it's a great story he'll be able to tell for a long time and inspire a lot of people.
Terry, how poetic was it, though, the fact that everyone was like, he has to get better shooting. He's got to get a better perimeter shot. And then, as you mentioned, his very first shot is a three.
Well, it was a great shot. I saw the highlights of the game, and the thing about Kyle is his ability to shoot is not based on hard work. I mean, he has worked so relentlessly on his shot. You've seen the changes throughout his career on how he shot it. It's been a little bit lower. It's been a set shot. At one point, he was jumping really high and shooting his jump shot from three, and it looked great. It's looking great right now, and he's worked so hard at it, and it's good for him.
Terry Nashif with us on BYU Sports Nation. We now shift our attention from the NBA and Kyle Collinsworth's debut to BYU basketball ending the losing streak to the University of Utah last Saturday. Terry, what was the number one thing you took away from BYU's win against their longtime arch nemesis, Utah?
Well, I loved it. Kate and I, my wife and I, went to the game. It was the first time we'd been to a game, just the two of us, ever, and sat behind the Utah bench, a couple rows on that side, and watched them. And I think the thing you take away is just what Coach has been able to do with this team is they're disciplined, they're playing hard, they're relentless, and it was, to be honest with you, it was never really a game. Every time Utah would push back, BYU would make a play. Sitting there in that second half, they had a plan. You could see they were going to change the spacing with Collette, get him the ball in a different spot. He went to work a couple times. Rawson was starting to play a little different. And then that third possession, they came down. Eli digs it out from Collette, gets the steal. They go down after they'd cut it to 5. And then they went zone. I think BYU's calling it 2 now. I see him hold up 2 fingers. And that changed everything. And you could tell they had a game plan coming in that second half. They were excited on the bench. It was working, and BYU just stifled that, and away they went. So I'm excited. It was such a great game.
Well, and it's been a really fun start to the year. The Cougars are 9-2. There's a really nice buzz amongst the fan base, amongst the players, the coaching staff. Just a really good feeling around this program. With the 9-2 start, Terry, how has your opinion changed about maybe what's possible for this BYU basketball team this season?
Well, my opinion hasn't changed at all, and people would ask me, they're going to be terrible, Eric's gone, and then when Nick wasn't able to be here. And the funny thing is all the fans and the experts out there with the perception of what's supposed to happen is compared to last year, everyone thought it was a Final Four team with a bunch of freshmen, and this year they think they're going to be the worst team in the West Coast Conference. And you knew it was set up for success because when you have people that don't think you're going to be very good, and then you play like you're going to play. That's what Coach Rose does. He just wins games, and it's great to see the excitement, the buzz. People are actually appreciating Coach Rose more this year. Some of the stuff I was hearing was just ridiculous. He's amazing, and so I'm excited. My opinion hasn't changed at all. They're playing great basketball, and they're winning games, and they're tough, and they're going to keep winning, and it's great to see.
Terry, you're an offensive genius. You've proven that. What is the best part about BYU's offense right now?
Guys, I love their offense. I was talking to my wife about it at the game, and it is so refreshing to watch. They're turning the ball. They're taking good shots. I love playing small. I think that's such a huge advantage, especially how the game's changing now. And the ball is being assisted, it's being turned. I think fans are seeing, they know exactly what's supposed to happen, right? You come down on a break, they don't have anything, they're going to turn it, come off that ball screen, and then they're going to turn it again. They're going to look for Yoli in the post. If he's doubled, he's passing out. And what it is it makes it so everybody's on the same page. It's really, really fun to watch. Coach Schroyer's done an amazing job. They've been working on it since June, doing the same things. It's all reads, it's all cuts, it's all playing off the defense. And they've seen a lot of different defenses. They've seen some big guys. They've seen smaller teams. They've seen some zone. And teams are really trying to figure it out, and they're having a hard time because it's really pure basketball.
The best part about this question is there are so many different ways you could answer this, and that's great for BYU basketball. But which Cougar player has impressed you the most this year?
Well, I'll say Eli. I've been telling people for a long time that Eli's really good, and they've been looking at me a little bit cross-eyed. I'm like, well, I'm telling you guys, when he's healthy, he's a heck of a player, and this is what we expected again. And he's getting healthier still, and his explosiveness seems like it's the last thing to come back, and it's starting to come back. But he's playing under control. He's playing with confidence. This is what kind of shooter we thought, or we knew he was, not when he was starting off last year. And it just goes to show what happens when you're healthy and confident, and everybody's buying in, and he's taking good shots. He's not shooting too much or pressing or anything. You could tell when the game got tight a little bit on Saturday when he went down in the post and hit that little jumper, and those are they're hard shots, and he had it going in the first half right in front of me. He shot that quick one in the corner, never a doubt, and it's fun to watch with him. You talk about Yoli. Yoli's really, I've talked about it before, he's understanding the game, and he's playing within himself, and it's just showing how great of a player he is. And he's rebounding the ball, he's sharing the ball at the right times. Teej came out of his shooting funk a little bit, where he's making 2 weeks ago he had a great week where he's making all those shots. I saw Teej the other day, and he looks good, he looks healthy. He's there's going to be more attention turned to different players, and as that happens, other guys are stepping up. So I like them all. I didn't answer your question specifically, but I like all those guys.
Terry
Nashif. Peyton Dastrup. Can we talk about Peyton coming in?
Knocks down a couple big threes.
Yeah, I mean, and he's just coming along. Everyone's going to say, hey, let's play him 40 minutes. He'd have 100 points if he played 40 minutes. But let Peyton come along like he is and step into his role, and that's why he's having success, and it's just great to see.
Terry Nashif, former BYU basketball assistant coach and point guard with us on BYU Sports Nation. In a coaching role, you talk about, and we hear about all the time, the dreaded letdown game after an emotional win like BYU had against Utah. The Cougars have Idaho State tonight. How much do you really worry about that type of mental dynamic after an emotional win like that when you're a coach?
It's real, guys. As coaches, we always talk about it in the locker room. There's people being paid a lot of money on the other team to win games, and I'll tell you a real thing for this game. And I was a part of it for 16 years. Is its finals week, and BYU finals week is really hard. And our kids are really good kids, and they stay up crazy hours. They are really wanting to do their best. They're not just trying to get a grade. They're actually trying to do their best on these tests, and they feel like if they study more and they stay up late and then they're trying to practice, finals week has a real effect. It's a Thursday game. Idaho State's playing well. Everybody expects that the box has been checked. We're supposed to win, and so it's a worry every time. But finals play a part in that. I expect this team to handle it just like they've handled every other challenge, where Coach will get them ready. And he's been telling them all week about these. I already know what he's been telling them. I've heard it for quite a few years, and they'll be ready. It's going to be a huge challenge, though. Maybe a sluggish start. What you hope is you get off to a really good start, and then everything feels right and goes. If it starts off hard, really hard, which it has at times, and then everyone starts pressing, like, what's happening? Why does this feel differently? That's what worries you.
All right, Terry Nashif with us on BYU Sports Nation. Terry, I just want to finish with a true or false question, if that's okay.
Oh, my.
I want to see if he answers this.
Based on what you've seen, 9-2. On December 30th, true or false, BYU will beat St. Mary's in Provo?
Oh yeah, they'll beat them. True, no doubt.
I love it.
They'll beat them in Moraga too.
Oh, taking it one step further.
I'm doing that game. They'll beat them there too.
What about the 2 games against Gonzaga while we're at it?
They'll get those too. What are you talking about? They won 6 in a row.
I love it so much.
I promise you, Gonzaga, they'll be ready. They're. I think that they made sure that the game wasn't on senior night. There's a lot going on in that, but
seriously,
one at a time. They've got to win these 2, and then get to Portland, and then the St. Mary's game, and they don't. Everyone looks ahead, but the players don't, and the coaches don't, certainly. But what they're doing is they're accepting every challenge. They're exceeding expectations, which is great. That's what Coach Rose does every single year, and it's fun to watch. And go Cougs!
Terry, great to talk to you, man. Merry Christmas once again. Hope you have a safe and warm, happy holiday with your family, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks a lot.